This looks fun. Hello, welcome to another review here on my channel. Today we're going to look at Kung Fu Hustle. Yes, indeed. Kung Fu Hustle are essentially a martial arts comedy movie created, or basically directed, co-written, co-produced and starred by what was his name? Steven Chow. It was released in 2014 and I haven't heard about this movie until just recently when I saw a GIF from this video or movie. It was kinda interesting, so I wanted to see it. So yes, jump right into it. The movie are essentially following the Death Axe gang, essentially, which is essentially ruling a city with a lot of, well, strict. Ruling it kind of strict. But there's one part of the city that also doesn't really rule yet, which is a apartment complex, or whatever you want to call it, block, that is essentially ruled by a, let's call them a little bit of a ruthless or really strict landlady and her husband, essentially, which essentially are a little bit of a people's person, if you know what I mean. No, you don't really. But we also follow our main characters, which essentially are, one of them are played by Steven Chow, which him as his friend wants to become a part of the Death Axe gang, essentially, and then trying to prove their worth by essentially trying to get, well, take over this apartment block. They doesn't succeed because the landlady and her husband are essentially really interesting people. They are essentially martial arts masters, essentially. But for the most part, we follow the main character and these people of the block and go from back and forth between them. We also see the Death Axe gang hiring a lot of different people in order to take over this block during the movie. There's also a side story of a love interest that is deaf, if I understand it correctly. And yeah, for the most part I think this is an interesting storyline. I didn't mention one of the bigger things, which is essentially they try to find it turns more late into the movie into finding one of the true masters, or one of the strongest masters that is in martial arts. And I think the storyline are interesting. At first I didn't understand it, but overall in the end I think it was interesting and fun to watch, essentially. The special effects in this movie are really good and really interesting to watch. You have, of course, a lot of great animations and special effects when it comes to the martial arts parts, which are essentially fights. They are really greatly choreographed and put together. We also have some running animations, some movements. It is just all of the special effects in this movie are great, in my opinion, and makes this movie stands out even more, because they use these effects in order to enhance the comedy part of this movie, and I think they do a great job by doing that. They also enhance the martial arts bit of this movie by increasing this, well, it makes them look stronger with these effects, essentially, which is great. The characters in this movie are fun, interesting and just enjoyable to watch. They all have their different personalities and they have their distinct moves and looks, essentially. For example, the landlady that I talked about have this cigar in her mouth all the time, essentially, and she also looks a little bit whatever you want. It is a little bit bitter, if you want know what I mean. She isn't the happy person, essentially. And I think they create all of the characters in this movie have that distinct thing that you actually understand. Yeah, that is that character. You remember that character for their treats, essentially. And I think they in the movie do a great job by giving you all of these different characters with their own treats, essentially. As I said, in the special effects part, they essentially enhance the martial arts bit, but I wanted to give this one its own topic because it is a great thing to have in this movie, one of the best things about this movie. And it stands out because they not only have these regular fighting techniques that you can see in regular movies and real life, you also have these power moves that enhances these moves and fighting scenes. And I love that about this martial arts in the movie, essentially, because they mix the real life thing with the supernatural, unreal thing really well in this movie. The comedic part in this movie, I think, are a little bit of a satire, slapstick, and overall regular comedy style. For most, I think it stands out a little bit of a satire of regular heroes and martial arts kind of style. They also have this slapstick thing, and sometimes a little bit toon kind of feeling. For example, one of the running scenes, the legs just look like toons running around. You also have things that feels a little bit like satire because of how the scene essentially starts and ends, essentially. So yeah, I think it's a mix between satire and slapstick for the most part, in my opinion, and I really like that about this movie. Kung Fu Hustle are an interesting movie that I really like because of how well they put together the comedic parts, the martial arts parts, and makes the storyline a little intriguing because of these parts of the movie that they focus on. The characters are interesting as well, and they stand out in all the right ways. But I was a little bit confused about the storyline, so overall, I think this is a decent movie. So the final verdict for Kung Fu Hustle are going to be a 7.5 out of 10. Until next time, was all for Box.